Good afternoon. Home Depot starts with an H, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to one of our many and awesome Black History events being held here at the Home Depot. I am Antar Bailey, a Home Depot associate and co-chair for the African American Post Affinity Group. A wise man once said, a fully functional, multiracial society cannot be achieved without a sense of history and open dialogue. That wise man is here today, Dr. Cornel West. Now, we owe the celebration of Black History Month, and more importantly, the study of Black history, to Dr. Carter G. Woodson, who was quoted in saying we should emphasize not Negro history, but the Negro in history. What we need is not a history of selected races of nations, but the history of the world void of national bias, race hate, and religious prejudice. Let me just say how great it is to see so many enthusiastic Home Depot men and women of all backgrounds, creed, here celebrating the genius and inspiration of Dr. Cornel West. And if you're as excited as me, give yourself another round of applause. Now, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing the executive sponsor of the African American Post Affinity Group, Marvin Ellison. He joined the company in 2002, and during that time, he held several officer positions, including Senior Vice President of Global Logistics, Vice President of Logistics, and Vice President of Loss Prevention. The Home Depot, Marvin is currently the president of Northern Division of the Home Depot and responsible for sales, profit, and operations over 650 stores in the Midwest and Northeastern United States. He has over 110,000 associates in his division and is responsible for over 1/3 of the sales of the Home Depot U.S. stores. From working closely with Marvin, he has earned my loyalty and my respect. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I give you Marvin Ellison.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I had the distinct pleasure of telling Dr. West how we ended that cheer. He couldn't quite make it out, so it's slightly offended. I think he said his Christian sensibilities, but I did apologize. Okay, look, it's good to be here. Respect for all people is a core value of the Home Depot. We all know that. And we've been celebrating Black History Month for the month of February, trying to really do two things from my respect, and that is to help the African American associates get a stronger sense and pride for your culture, and also to educate the non-African American associates on the people that sit next to you, live next to you, and work with you. I mean, we have to truly get the chance to understand each other better so that we can be more effective as associates. And more than anything, I mean, we're here to make money, and you can't serve customers if you don't understand them. So Black History Month is just one step toward helping us to kind of close that divide and understand each other a lot better. But as we all know, that as a company, in order to do business effectively, we've just made one step, and we've got a lot of steps to make. As you think about the people we work next to, how we live our lives, and what we try to accomplish, as a company, we want to be a standard bearer for what's right in society. But it has to start here with us. It has to start within the walls of this company. It's also important for us to get beyond the media portrayals of who we are, and from a religious standpoint, from a race standpoint, and take the necessary steps to really understand each other. As my dad would say, we're just priming the pump now, and the rest is up to us. We have to take these events and make what we do less event-based and more about just doing what's right for people and for our company. As we continue this celebration, I mean, I am just honored to be here to bring a great speaker, probably one of the most gifted public intellectuals in the country is here to join us today, Dr. Cornel West. And I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. West, so I'll do the best I can. He's a ferocious champion of racial justice. He's a professor of religion and African American studies at Princeton University. Dr. West graduated magna cum laude from Harvard in 3 years. He got his master's and his doctorate from Princeton. Through his writings, frequent lecturing, preaching, he's received widespread attention and acclaim, and it's been much deserved. He's the grandson of a preacher, and you'll get a sense of that when you hear him speak if you've never heard him speak before. His work reflects traditions of the Black Baptist Church, progressive politics, and jazz, and of late, a little bit of hip-hop, and you'll hear that as well. He's published over 16 books. His best-selling book, Race Matters, has sold over 500,000 copies, and if you haven't read it, you got to get it. It is a life-changing experience to read it. It really challenged America's dialogue on race, justice, and democracy. And I think for all of us, regardless of your race or your political persuasion, the key is to just get a broader education about what's around you, about the world around you. Don't put yourself in a box. He has a CD, a latest CD. It's called Never Forget, A Journey of Revelations. It's a collection of socially conscious music. He collaborated with well-known artists like Prince and Jill Scott and Outkast, just to name a few. But let's make this perfectly clear. Dr. West is not here today to articulate Home Depot's stance on diversity and inclusion. As one of the most renowned intellectuals on race, society, religion, he is free to discuss whatever he wants to. So hold on to your seat. That's my best advice for you. Because he is going to give you an intellectual treat today. We talk a lot about inclusion, but if we truly embrace inclusion, it means that we're okay listening to somebody that has a different opinion than we may have. Somebody that's going to force you to be uncomfortable for a little bit. That's okay. That's what inclusion is. That's the beauty of living in America. That we can live in a society where we can have different points of view, we can celebrate and practice different religions, different political persuasions, and we still can get along. And today is a great treat for us to be in the midst of someone that will challenge all of us on how we think and how we see things, but I guarantee you, you will leave here different than how you walked in. In closing, we're blessed to have somebody that I'll try to describe in a few words, and it's impossible to describe in a few words, just in